This episode is proudly presented by One World Entertainment and the Smashing Pumpkins' The World is a Vampire Festival, running from April 15 through to April 30. Go to oneworldentertainment.com.au for more information. And now on with the show. Hey Josh, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I am doing fantastic. So, March 10, closing in pretty quick. New
Yeah,
album.
a little bit.
How are you feeling about it getting close?
I'm pumped. I'm very excited to let everyone hear the rest of the record.
Yep. Well, you've
We're
done the 2 singles so far, correct?
no, there's 5 on Spotify.
Yes, but not actual official singles.
Yeah, I don't know how that stuff works nowadays. It's weird. It's not like it used to be. So
Yeah.
I mean, we've released 5 songs. Each one of them they've had a video. 2 of them were just kind of like edits of like live stuff. And then like 2005 was old footage that fits with the song or whatever. But we've done 3 videos. I don't know what's considered a single and what isn't anymore.
Right. Do you feel that albums have too much of a long lead in now, like with releasing so much preview?
I initially felt like that when the record label told us when it was going to be released. I was like, oh, that's whatever, a year from now. I don't
Yep.
even know what it was when they told us, and it seemed so far away, but to me it makes a little bit more sense with the way the streaming and everything is nowadays. So it's, before it's like, you put out a single, maybe a second single, and then your record comes out.
Yep.
There was no streaming back then, so you had the record, and if people wanted the record, they had to go buy the record. Now it's like if you put like a record up on Spotify, iTunes, whatever, however you stream your music, after like a week or 2, it's just like, all right, well, there that record went. And
Yeah.
I feel like nobody really cares as much for a longer period of time, I guess. So to me, I think it's a better format of how, I mean, it just kind of builds in a little bit more anticipation, and then also kind of gives your record cycle a little bit more life.
Okay. Yep.
So that's how I feel about it. I'm sure people are like, I've read things online, freaking March. It's just like, well, I mean, I don't know. I don't make the rules. I'm just in the band, man.
Yeah, I guess being that I'm the age I am, I remember when you never knew that an album was coming out.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it appeared.
Yeah, you had to find it somewhere, like
Yeah.
in a newspaper, or you had to actually walk into a record store and see a poster that said, oh, that record's coming out this day.
Yep. I remember walking past a record store and it had the poster for my favorite band in the window with Out Today.
Oh,
Right?
wow.
And I was like, well, I guess I'll go buy that record right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it used to be.
Yeah. And well, when did you guys wrap recording?
Oh, man. Sometime in the April, May of last year.
Okay. So then that is a big gap.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was mixed by June at some point in time, maybe early July. But I mean, the record label told us like probably in like February or March or something that it wasn't going to come out till next March.
Yep.
We were just like, oh, that's so far away, really?
Do they get you to record extra tracks so they can still drip some content out after the release? No.
Nope. We got 11 songs, and that's what it is.
Not even an extra for Japan like you generally do.
Nope. No, we didn't do anything extra this time. I think what our mindset was cut all of the fat out and don't worry about if these are the 11 songs, these are the 11 songs. And
okay.
Anything extra probably shouldn't be concentrated on right now. Because I mean, the way things are nowadays and how easily it is to actually go record something, I mean, we could go do a couple more songs later this summer, and you know what I mean, if we wanted to. So it's a little bit easier now than it was before, where you had to like, oh, we got to book this studio time and all that stuff, and you don't really have to do that as much anymore. So I think if we wanted to do like a couple more songs, it'd be pretty easy to just go do real quick.
Okay, cool. Now, we always get the little blurbs when an album gets released from the label or the press department, and
Mhm.
they're saying that this is the defining album for
Oh,
story of the year. So, in your mind, is it the defining album, and why?
it's a odd term, I guess. I mean, I guess it could be considered that. I mean, it defines us of where we're at right now. I mean, in that sense. But I mean, I think with any band, like over the years, things change, and your sound can evolve and go back and forth and whatever. But I think with this record for us, it's more of like I'd call it like a rebirth,
Yep,
because I think collectively as a band, we're all in a better headspace on what we want to do and what we're doing. And when we went to go do this record, there were no preconceived notions of what it was going to sound like. It just, we went in there to write good songs and record good songs. And it didn't matter what it sounded like. It could be a song like 2005, or it could be a song like War, or, you know what I mean? Like
yep,
there's, we've always as a band ran that gambit of like, we can have an acoustic song and we can have a super heavy fast song or whatever. But we didn't go into this record with, okay, we need to write a song like this that sounds like this, or it sounds like, you know what I mean? It was just us writing songs that we loved. And I mean, and that's what it came out as. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it would be a defining record. I guess time will tell for that. You know
yep.
what I mean? Um, it definitely defines where we're at as a band currently,
Perfect.
and I think it's reflected well in the record.
Was there a particular track on there that just really came out quick, and was there one that probably just made you want to rip your hair out?
um, I, hmm, trying to think. I feel like Real Life came about pretty quickly. Um, I mean, here's a full transparency. I wasn't always there for everything because I
Mhm.
still had a full time job, so I was back and forth from St. Louis to Nashville while Dan and Ryan were down there a lot more than I was. But if I recall correctly, the Real Life came about pretty quickly. It was just one of those ones that just kind of it just happened.
Yep.
Like a riff happened, and you know, it just kind of happened. I don't know how to explain it other than that. You just, things can be written in like 10 minutes sometimes. Um, as far as songs that took a while, um, trying to think of one that there's like several different versions of.
Mhm.
um, maybe Knives Out, which is the 10th track on the record. I feel like that had like a few different bridges and things like that. But there was a lot of things on this record where it would be written, pre-pro'd up, and then 2 weeks later, while we were working on another song, the producer Colin would go, "Oh, on this song, I think it needs something different here," or "I'm not real stoked on the lyrics of this." You know what I mean? Stuff like that. He was very good at um, kind of thinking about stuff and marinating on it for a while, and then going, "Nah, I think we should do something different here," and then we'd have to, figure it out. And sometimes he thought that, and then we'd go back to the original idea anyway. But I know there was a lot of times where like lyrics were rewritten like several days later just because like a word didn't seem right or something like that. So there's always going to be that. But I don't recall any ones being particularly like, oh my God, this is painful to do. And I think we tried to avoid all of that on this record.
And when that happens, when you got to make changes, is it generally a producer decision or a collective decision?
It's usually, I mean, I feel like this time it was a producer idea, and then we would try different ideas, and then it's a collective, okay, that's better, or no, we should go back to that, or maybe both ideas suck and we should try something totally new. um I think in the end, us as story of the year, the four of us, I mean, we're the decision makers. It's our record, so I feel like if we collectively didn't like something, it would be changed or not on the record. So
Okay. I only asked that because I am a YouTube junkie. I always watch YouTube, and
mhm.
I reckon everyone should go watch this. There's a behind the scenes of Metallica making, I think, the Lux Eterna video or whatever it is from the new album.
Okay.
And the bass player's playing along. He goes, "When do we change that part in the album on the song?" And they go, "When you weren't here." He didn't know until he had to record the video.
I mean, there every now and then something like that'll happen with the way computers are nowadays. You can fiddle with things.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple things like that on the record where I'm like, I go to track it and I'm like, well, that was different than the last time I heard it. Or even after I tracked, there was some things that were like little edits, and you go, I don't remember playing that, but okay, it works. Sounds better. Who cares? As long as we can play it live, what does it matter?
Now, speaking of live, you're going to be here for the newest traveling circus to hit Australia called Knotfest.
Yeah.
How pumped are you for that?
I'm super pumped, only because it's in Australia. I feel like if we tried to do that show here, we'd get shit thrown at us. I've always felt that Australian fans, they're more accepting of wider genres, I guess. Like if we went and played like a Slipknot show here, it wouldn't work. But down where you guys are at, it always seems to work a little better.
Yeah.
Like there's no, I only listen to this music. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm pumped to do it there. I've liked Slipknot from the jump. I'm friends with Jay, the drummer, so it's gonna be cool to hang out with him and see them play. I don't know if we'll see them play except for maybe the last night, because if I recall, when they do big festivals like that, if you play early in the day, you usually fly out that night.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't know that I'll see them until the Brisbane show.
That's where I am, so that's good. You get a bit of extra time.
Yeah, I'm going to assume we're going to play early.
Yeah.
So
well, look, I agree with you that the one thing about Australian music fans is we generally don't like to stay in our own lane. We just go, that'll do. Let's do this.
Yeah, it's not. I think you guys, to me, there's no like stigma attached to. Well, he only likes heavy metal music, or he or she likes pop music, or what, you know what I mean? It's just like what you like, and who cares?
Yeah, and it's funny that when I listen to your music, I actually think it fits perfectly with Knotfest. I think, I think it's just going to be a great day where I'll say to people, it's going to be like riding a surfboard. You're going to have bigger waves, you're going to have smaller waves. In the end, you're all just going to ride the wave until you get to the end. So that's pretty much what this lineup is. It's riding a big wave.
Yeah, I mean, and I think, we might slightly adjust our set list because we do have heavier songs that I know, like our second record is, I think, far more popular down there than our first record even. I know a lot of our Australian fans that I've talked to really love In the Wake of Determination compared to Page Avenue. But whatever. I mean, we'll make a good set, and I think what we always can rely on is our actual show and our stage presence and stuff like that. So regardless of what we play, I think just the energy that we bring live usually makes us stand out a little bit more. So
awesome. So we're going to finish up for now. So I'll give you 60 seconds to sell anything you want to sell. Just go nuts.
Anything I want to sell?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
man. You've got some stuff behind you might not like anymore. Like, intertwine that with the new album talk and Knotfest talk. Go right ahead.
Oh man, I'm so bad at these kinds of things.
Well, you've got a new album coming out, so let's try by selling that.
Yeah, I'll sell the new album. I think everyone should listen to, buy, however you consume music. I think this is a super feel-good record. It's a record that you want to get in your car with the windows down, drive. It's a total of 33 minutes long, so it's short enough to where when the last song ends, you want to just listen to it over again and not have to sit through an hour of music again. We're super, super proud of it. We're very excited for everybody to hear the rest of the tracks. And I'm just, I'm pumped on it. I think everyone will love it. That's my goal. So
sweet, Josh. Well sold. And the coat behind you on the doorknob, $9.99 on Facebook Marketplace in 5 minutes.
Yeah. I don't even know what that is.
Awesome, man. Congrats on the album. Sounds great. And we will see you for Knotfest very,
Awesome.
very soon, man.
The world is a vampire.
The Smashing Pumpkins are coming down under this April for their World is a Vampire Festival. With special guests, Jane's Addiction, Amel and the Sniffers, and more. Plus, professional wrestling, the NWA versus Australia's best. Tickets on sale now at oneworldentertainment.com.au. The Smashing Pumpkins World is a Vampire Festival. Get your tickets now.